Hello again. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XI. I'm Vire or Alex, and you can call me whatever you want. You can also call me Calm Wind. I wouldn't mind being associated with that name, even though it is the name of my friend. Here you can buy weapons and stuff that are in like the low 20s, mid 30s. You could also buy iron arrows, which I might do because those are pretty cheap. Of course, it adds up if you buy 100, obviously. But you can honestly get all this stuff from Sparks Gear, or equivalent stuff from the Sparks Gear, so you don't really need to buy any of this. But it was like options when the game was like new, you know? You got here and like you could suddenly buy stuff. Oh look, they sell item level 119 weapons. Wow. I didn't know that they did that. Oh, this will be really good to come back and check out later in life. Of course, you see that next to all races it says Su 1. That means Superior 1. There's this thing later when you get to the maximum level where you gotta earn these things called job points. And once you've earned like 100 of them, or I think it's like 50 of them for Su 1, and it's 100 of them for Su 2, and then it's like 500 for Su 3. So you don't gotta master a job to wear Su gear, but superior quality gear or whatever is like stuff like you need the Su amount for, and all that. So yeah. Okay, buddy, I don't know why you're, like, freezing up and looking at me. Guzlam, huh? He doesn't say anything right now, but remember this Galka for later. He's involved in pretty much every artifact armor gauntlet quest in the game. At least if I remember right. Oh, is that someone's mule mart? Wooden flower pot, rusty leggings, street race hairpins, prism powder. Yeah, some people just set up shop and sell stuff cheaper than the auction house with their mules while they're like at work or asleep or whatever. Sometimes they do it with their main characters too. Oh wow, I've never known of an Upper Juno mart. That's interesting. I'll have to remember that they put the bazaar shops here. It's probably all going to be like ancient currency and stuff because the game's been around so long that like the only thing people strive for is job mastery and things that are related to in-game content. So it's like it's like a whole thing. But anyway, we're here for home points and spells. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize. And I believe the spells are sold in Lower Juno. Juno has 4 zones associated with it. It's got Upper, Lower, Port, and then the very upper, beyond Upper Juno, is the Rulude Gardens, which is where the Archduke and the embassies are. Are we gonna get a cutscene here or something? Or am I disconnecting? I hope I'm not disconnecting. Why is it taking so long? Oh, yep, we're getting a cutscene. Okay. Oh, I bet this is related to a Crystalline prophecy or some shit. Yep. This is one of the add-ons. I say, do you see that? Swing. Well, now I don't see anything. Oh. Looks like a crystal. Or a rock. Shiny stone. A meteor, perhaps? Oh, look, there's Aldo. We met him with Gilgamesh already, thanks to Rhapsodies. That's nice, at least. Oh, other cities are seeing it too. Clady, huh? He's got red eyes. Visitant from paradise, huh? It all began with a stone. So the legend says. Guess they're all hearing the prophecy. Those are the first lines of the Final Fantasy XI intro if you've watched it. Oh, Bastokans are seeing it as well. Crystal is singing. Sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful. Sid doesn't like it, and neither do his teeth. I gotta say, this is pretty interesting. Hey, it's a Pururu. We have her trust. Ugh, Star Sybil. I hate the Star Sybil. Not meant to exist in this world, huh? Love will be the ruin of us all. Say something concrete, you dumb broad. I hate the Star Sybil. I really do. She's always dealing in vagaries. Drives me nuts. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. That doesn't mean anything. Anyone could draw that conclusion. Huh. Well, if that light is bad news, then it's rained on people in Juno. A crystalline prophecy, yep. Ode of life bestowing. It had this really flashy intro, and then like you do like 10 quests that are like level 75, and then you fight a boss, and the boss is pretty hard for the time, and you get a level 75 chest piece with customizable stats that's usable. Like one of the bodies is usable by like the jobs that are like thief, monk, ranger, and stuff, and then one is like heavy jobs like warrior, paladin, dark knight. And then the other one is the mage jobs, and you can only pick one. So it's kind of annoying. Oh, that's cool. So some people remember seeing the crystal and some don't. And this little, it keeps showing this little boy, this little blonde boy. And he seems to have frozen time. But not us, because we're special, I guess. Did you hear the ancient song? Yeah, I sure did. Memory de la Stona, huh? Look, dude, could you cut to the chase? I am just here to buy spells. Probably to suck and die. Seedspall Lux, Seedspall Luna, and Seedspall Astrum. Forests, marshes, and mountains, huh? So that's a clue. You can go find these in Jugner Forest, Pashow Marshland, and Marafatad Mountains. So I'll do that at some point, but not anytime soon because, like I said, it's basically level 75 mission. So young Aldo, huh? Oh, okay. Well, that was a thing. And all that just from loading into his own. Ridiculous. Ah, lower Juno. The best token aligned portion of Juno. Each of the sections of Juno zone out into a different area. This one zones out into Rolandberry Fields, which is attached to Jugner Forest. And Rolandberry Fields is by and large the best of the adjacent to Juno zones. Although I have a soft spot for Battalion Down's music. Gems by Kashama? I thought this was going to be a magic shop. I don't want gems, I want Wagdy's magic shop. Gems by Kashana, Wagdy's oh, it's okay. Maps are sometimes very hard to read in this game. And Juno is actually kind of put together like Tokyo a bit. Like the same buildings will share stores and stuff, just on different elevations. Wagdy's magic. Okay. Alright, Hassim, what do you got? Cure 4. Kurega 2. Oh, White Mage could actually learn Kurega 2. Yeah. Selena. Oh, come on. I'm so tired of this inventory being so full all the time. It's like I don't got any actual space. It could be 50 spaces bigger, so I really don't. I'll drop that silver beast coin because I don't need it for anything. So anyway, as I was saying, about Kurega 2, Selena would be nice, Stona would be nice, Viruna would be nice, Krishna would be very nice, Protect 3, little bit much right now. Don't really need it per se. Shell row would be kind of nice. Let's see, oh, the bar spells. The elemental bar spells are cheap and would be very nice to have. Let's go ahead and start using some of these. I can't use that yet because, well, yeah, I can't use it because as a sub job, my white mage isn't high enough. But my white mage is level 33 in actuality, so. Between videos, I'll don my white mage and learn these spells. And yes, all of them are more expensive or just aren't on the auction house. Man, Bar Thunder is kind of expensive. And basically how I've been making money is I've been selling crystals non-stop every time I get a stack of 12. And then the sparks you get from Records of Imminence, you can use it to buy high-level weapons and then NPC them for a large amount of money. It's about 10 gil per spark or whatever. Yeah, it's really got all the stuff. And wow, the merit spells for red mage and white mage. Woo! By a lot. What do these other people sell? That one just says welcome to the shop. This one sells Sleep 2 and Sleep Ga, which is a black mage exclusive spell that I could learn and would be very handy. As well as many other Ga spells, as well as tier 4 spells, Ancient Magic for Black Mage, as well as all of the... I wonder what they replaced the merits with for those then. I might have to get on my main after this recording and check that out, see what they did. Because normally these are all merited spells, and the fact that they put them on scrolls now is very interesting to me. We'll buy Sleepga, I guess. And I think one more person in here sells magic, or I thought one more person in here sold magic. Maybe I'm smoking dope though. So that's helpful. We got a bunch of spells. I'm kind of sad they didn't sell Cure 3 though, because we could actually use and learn Cure 3 on both Red Mage and White Mage. They only got Cure 4, which it would be nice to have Cure 4. I guess I'll go ahead and buy Cure 4 and put it in my sack as well. But obviously won't be able to learn it for a little while. And then Boghark here. Goblins run the shop. Don't worry, they're not hostile. I guess they're not all the same. I like diversity, but I get chills just stepping in there. Still, they carry things you can't find anywhere else. They sure do, Boghark. They sure do. Stinknicks! And he sells crossbow bolts and iron arrows. Nice. As well as stuff for making stuff, and I wonder what that does. I don't know what the Duchy Waystone does. Noticed what? Moblin Maze Mongers, huh? Oh, I remember that. That was like a fun little thing to do for a while. But I don't want any of that. It just takes up inventory space. Oh my god. I'm not strong enough to do that either right now. I don't know why it would let me go ahead and try to do that. It's ridiculous. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, give me that land crab meat because I'm going to sell the shit out of it. And I'm going to sell this Bonds circlet, this face guard. Yeah, sell that too. I'll sell this and these. Here, Mr. Goblin, buy my junk. Yeah, you'll notice that he actually buys some of this for higher prices than what we'd get in Bastock. Your NPC rate varies by a few gil, depending on where you sell it and how much fame you have in the area you sell it in. I think all areas are identical if you have maximum fame, but I don't have anywhere close to maximum fame. Okay, what if I say, yeah, because I saw one on the way to... Oh, okay, now he's talking about big bags. He needs Domo leather, steel ingot, linen cloth, and peridot. I bet I can get those on the auction house, but they're probably expensive as heck. Oh, they sell some spells here too. Nothing we can't get at the store, but it's got a bard song there. How some, huh? Okay. Snignix. I love goblin names. Scram, small fry. And this guy sells goblin food, which usually does weird or bad things to you. 9% defense food though. That's relatively cheap and has a cap of 100. I guess if you absolutely need a defense, that wouldn't be too terrible, but it's not really that good either. Lizard killer and resist petrify, huh? Goblin chocolate. Goblin mush pot. Mind plus 10, resist poison, resist blind. The mind stat influences your cures. I think divine magic and enfeeblement, like paralysis and slow. So if you need to really make sure your debuffs are doing good, you can eat one of those. There's probably better food out there for that though. But yeah, the main thing for this place is inventory expansion. And what do you need again? Steel ingot, Domo leather, linen cloth, and no, I don't want to talk to Moblin maze mongers. Ugh. But yeah, we could probably get all this on the auction house. But also, this guy right here, Mindy, he's like the fame checker. Yeah, and he tells you how good your fame's going. I think we've got a little bit of fame because I think the Rhapsodies missions possibly are linked to Universal Fame or something. But I don't really remember or know. I assume they are though, because you need fame for just about every damn thing. And like the 3 cities also, their fame also tallies into your Juno score, from what I remember. So like, it's a whole thing. We probably need to look in smithing materials for a steel ingot, and I'll need to rearrange it by the alphabet so that I can actually find things. And it's got some real Okay, steel ingot. How much does one single... 20k, of course it does, but maybe we can get it for 10. Maybe we can get it for 12. It's probably going to cost 20 or more, but I just thought, you know, you don't have to bid. You know, you can bid in increments. You don't have to bid the highest amount immediately. And that guy standing right there is like a paladin main, I guess. He's got a shield on, so that's the Aegis, but he's got a Tizona glammed over his sword, so he's obviously a blue mage as well. Okay, I'm just gonna bite the bullet at this point and pay the 20k. Okay, so we got the steel ingot. Dommel leather. And see, this stuff isn't actually that valuable, but I'm pretty sure the only way to get it is through crafting it. We don't have to craft for it. 9k is not too bad. I'd rather save this money for spells in the future, but inventory is pretty much just as important as spells. And we're going to have to do 10 Gobby Bag quests, because that was the original way they expended your inventory. Linen cloth and peridots, huh? Okay, I think linen cloth will be in here. Oh my god, it's gonna also cost an arm and a leg. Let's see if we can get it for 16. Excellent, we saved a 1,000 gil. Yeah. Oh, but he's glammed to red mage right now. But he's got his paladin Aegis and his Tizona like style locked over his red mage gear. What a guy. Okay, let's see. We just need the peridot now, which I think would be under goldsmithing because it's a jewel. I wonder how much zinc ore sells for though before I sort this list. 3k a stack. I guess it makes sense because you can buy it for 200 gil per zinc ore at the goldsmithing guild, so people can't really price gouge on it now that it's stackable. Zinc ore is traded in a repeatable quest that gets you Shantotto fame, which is like the Norg fame, more or less, and that's related to ninjutsu spells that you can't get anywhere else. Like the very powerful Utsutsumi, so. Peridot. Okay, so how much is the peridot? Okay, maybe we can get it for 10k and have 6,000 left over, maybe? Okay, I'll jump up to 11k. Oh, come on. Don't make me pay too much more. Ah, oh, thank goodness. Okay, so I had money at the start of last recording. I had like 170k, and after buying spells, and then these items for the Gobby Bag, I no longer have money, but it'll be okay because we're gonna get 5 things out of this. And boom, we now have 35 spaces. And I don't know if our sack upgrades automatically with it. No, we'll have to talk to that Moogle that sold us our sack. And he'll probably make us pay. And now he wants these items, but we obviously don't have any money. So I'll have to save up money again. Not just for spells now, but for increasing my Gobby Bag. So that's something that I can do between episodes as well as level grind. If you haven't taken a notes yet, the game is pretty grindy. And, I mean, that gives it this whole, like, nice, you know, like, sweepstocks. His name is Sweepstocks. But, you know, basically the longer you've been playing, the better off you are. Gimme demo! Hey. But I want the secret third option. Eel kebabs. 4 dexterity and 5 evasion. So that's the stats that those give. I always wondered. Rice ball. Dexterity -1, vitality +2, effect, defense +50. Huh. Garlic cracker. Undead killer and HP while healing +6. Huh. That's kind of cool, I guess. Sutarara. I came to Juno to shop at a splendid store called the Shantotto, but I can't find it anywhere. Where could it be? I can't wait to see their selection of fine jewelry and accessories. I'm not going home till I find it. They say it can be found right under your nose, but what could they mean? Oh yes, I've seen people pass Shantotto invites to the front desk here, but they won't tell me where they got them. Where can I get one? I'm actually not sure where to get the Shantotto invite, but once you get one, you can go in the back door there, and you give it to Gebby, I believe, and then you get the blank spot in her selection is a thing. And I remember, like, there's a proper place to get a Shantotto invite, obviously, but other players could actually just give them to you, and they can also be bought. But I don't actually know where to get them. Requires Fame 3 for Juno. Trading 5 or fewer stacks of Lethane cabbage in the quest, only the best will suffice. I don't know what the only the best is. Selbina, Rabeo, Reputation, items needed Lethane cabbage, Million Corn, Boyaramas. Okay, apparently it's some quest you can do in Selbina that gets you Reputation in Bastok, Sandoria, and Juno. It does not affect Windurst Reputation. Okay, that's interesting. I'll worry about the Shantotto and Fame later, in between episodes. I just wanted to let you know that it's here. There's a little quest you can do right here with Zako. He has you go along and light these lamps. But I'm not going to do it right now. And here we are in Port Juno. It is lovely. Are we getting another cutscene? We're getting another cutscene. Pro tip, in Final Fantasy XI you cannot skip cutscenes. Which is honestly a good thing, because if you could skip cutscenes, that would incentivize you to skip them, and then you wouldn't know what's going on. Is this more Crystalline Prophecy bullshit, or is this something else? The sky and the cosmos are one. The fuck? Some lightning? Oh, some more lightning. Looked like an eyeball there for a second. And more blinding light. Oh, okay, this is going to be related to Abyssea. Come on now, open your eyes. Make love in the clump to me, Snake. You alright, mate? Gave me a right fright, crumpling to the ground without warning as you did. Eh? A pink flash of light in the sky, you say? Took a knock on the old noggin when you fell, most like. No one from round here has seen anything of the sort. What are you called, if I might ask? I'm fluctuating from Australian to British. My accents need work. Called midday. My name's Joachim. And the fact that you remember your own means your wits are intact, I'd say. Yeah, I always, like, the first time he showed up, I didn't know how to say Joachim. I said, like, Joachim or something like that. Joachim! But, yeah. Got potential, huh? Well, we might as well go talk to him. We're not strong enough to do Abyssea yet, but he's gonna make these key item we need in order to enter it. And it's like a rolling clock thing that he starts doing. And so it behooves you to like see what he's on about as soon as possible if you care about Abyssea. Which, honestly, Abyssea is completely optional now because none of the gear from it is really that great. But it is how you make Empyrean weapons, so... You've got a natural attunement to the phasic alignment of our dimensions. Traverser stone, huh? The ones that are frozen like stiffs won't serve. So go to any of the ones in the zones he just listed off. Okay. I want more traverser stones. Okay, so basically he's not gonna make them till we go to one of the things and enter Abyssea, but we can do that on the way to Windurst because that's where we need to go for our mission. And we've already spent like 40 minutes in Juno. Also, a cool thing about Juno is you can actually talk to any of the gate guards, any of the ducal guards. Any of the ducal guards in Juno can give you your nation's signet. You can also spend your conquest points at them, and they'll sell you the same stuff that you can buy from your home nation, dependent upon whatever your come on, brain. Your country's rank is in the conquest. So got all this stuff you can get. And what's kind of funny about the ducal guards is they actually wear the Iron Musketeer's cuirass, which I find hilarious. But yeah, it's just one of those things. And honestly, I want to get up to rank 3 so that we can get the Centurion scale mail for Red Mage and maybe the Finger Gauntlets. Yeah, the Finger Gauntlets are definitely a good pick. The Cuisses are pretty good too. They got stats on them. If I didn't have the Bounding Boots, the Greaves would be heavy on my consideration list. And normally they sell Centurion swords as well, but because we're in last place, you can't get them, which is very sad. Because they're very good. They're a level 30 sword, and if I remember right, they have 19 damage. I think they have either 236 or 240 delay. I'm gonna say 240. And they have +3 accuracy and +4 attack. And usually by the time you get rank 3, you've got ninja unlocked, and you can dual wield with ninja sub job, and you can dual wield them, and they're just really, really good and amazing and awesome. And this is the Saro Mugu champagne, or Saramug champagne, or something, however you say it. And we got a long way to go to get down to the Marafatad Mountains. We could try cutting past Gospit Mountains, but it won't really save us any time because of elevation changes. One of the brown belt notorious monsters is actually in this zone, kind of like over here. It's the Deadly Dodo. It's a 21 to 24 hour spawn unless they changed it. And it drops the Deadly Dodo. I think it's a feather. It might be skin though. Either way, it drops it. It's a brown belt item. But we wouldn't be able to fight it because it's like level 50 and we're level 30. So, yeah, that's about all we can hack for now. But things are gonna speed up once we get rank 3 and or speed up a little bit anyway. Taborbeak. That is the monster that the Deadly Dodo is a type of. And maybe we can find him on the wide scan already. Nah. But he spawns like anywhere, like around here, sorta. Like this is like the far western point of his range. I'm pretty sure anywhere those Taborbeaks spawn, he can spawn. Also, you see that bird guy over there, the Yagudo? That's Windurst's Beastmen tribe that they gotta deal with. And supposedly they have like some sort of like truce or something. And also, just in case we get aggroed, I'm gonna get my trust out because I don't want to die. I don't know the exact aggro range on things. There's actually spells we can get, Sneak and Invisible. And I got Sneak. Sneak makes your footsteps silent, so monsters that aggro by sound won't aggro you. And Invisible makes you invisible, so monsters that aggro by sight can't see you. But, yeah, Invisible was like 20k on the auction house, and I wasn't... I decided I didn't actually really need it. Because I have trusts, and I don't really intend to be going to zones that are really high level just yet. So, yeah. Uh-oh. We've been aggroed by a Saramug skink. And it's hitting us pretty hard. It's probably very tough, or incredibly tough or something. And see how crazy big my spell list is? Get in some skill ups here. Poison will stack with Dia. It'll also stack with Bio. A lot of people were confused about that for years. They would be like, Don't cast poison! Don't cast poison! I cast Dia on it! Poison only is only a dot. It'll override the Dia. And you know, like, it's not true. They, you know, it's bio that overrides Dia, not poison. Sometimes some people just can't take, for an answer. I'll go ahead and show you fighting one of these things, because why not? We should be able to handle it with trusts. And, let's see. I'll put bio on it to lower its attack power. Get some dark magic skill ups. And, we don't have bar petrify yet, but that's okay. Regen on my tank. I can heal my tank. And we'll get a better sword at some point. I actually meant to get one, but I kind of forgot to. Yeah, I guess I didn't really showcase that monster too well. Did it even do anything? Like, it was paralyzed for the most part. It did poison pick. That's just a physical weapon skill that poisons you. It can also do like petro gaze and petrify whoever it's targeting. It also has, I think it has some method of putting people to sleep. And other than that, though, I can't really remember. It's very hard for me to remember. This zone has some pretty nice music as well. And as you can see, this is the first time they did a zone that was like all sandstone and like nothing else. And they did this again in Final Fantasy XIV in the Alamegan zones, much to the player base's chagrin. They call this type of zone in 14 ugly. I don't think it's ugly, I just think it's kind of, you know, barren. And barren and lonely feeling. And now we've got a more rust-colored mountain area, the Marifatoa Mountains. And the Marifatoa Mountains are pretty cool. They link to a couple of cool places. Over here is the zone line for Castle Ostrosia, which is the Gudo stronghold. There's the crane flies that drop the what's it called? The Gospet Wildgrass, I guess. And basically, following the path on this one is not ideal for getting around. And there's tons of elevation changes, and you just kind of, if you want to get around super efficiently, you just kind of got to know the zone layout. And I think this is a teleport book, so we can sort of hoodwink a teleport. For the most part, the path is kind of like sandwiched in like a little like canyon. And that's kind of why, like, if you get on the path, you pretty much have to follow the path. But if you stay off the path, there will eventually be like a little land bridge you can use to go over the path. And you'll get through the area faster. And Sanctuary of Zeta is one of the most memorable and remarkable places in the game. And we'll have to go there at some point to unlock the samurai job. And it's also the pathway to a place called Romoave, which is the pathway to a end game level zone for the Rise of the Zillard expansion, which we will be able to access once we get up to rank 6 in our nation. We've got a lot more stuff we got to do, storyline wise, level grinding wise. We got a lot of worlds yet. This is what, like the 7th or 8th recording or whatever. I haven't even uploaded the 5th one yet. I forgot to set an upload when I was sleeping. Let's see. Out of all the between like teleport crag zones and Juno adjacent zones, this one is the one that I am least familiar with as far as getting around goes. And you can see it's got that big spine there. It's called like Droga-Roga's spine or whatever. It's just that the mountains that once covered it, it's part of the Crystalline or whatever. The mountains that once covered it got worn down over time. So that's what they look like when they're underground, if you were curious. But I think like they say in game that it was like theorized to be a dragon's spine or something like that. But no, it's actually just part of the Crystalline. But they don't ever like outright tell you that in the story, because like whenever they refer to the Crystalline in the story or whatever, they're just gonna call it the Crystalline. They're not gonna specifically like talk about the parts of it that you can see in the overworld. Hopefully I haven't buggered myself here. Because you can see we're going down to Tarragoni Canyon because we gotta get to Windurst. And like we're not on the path, and there's some elevation changes coming up, and I don't know exactly. It's been so long. Like, we got some nice pretty cactuses that are flowering though, and lighting up as I get closer to them. Okay, so yeah, we want to curve around and sort of follow the path now. Jub. Too weak to be worthwhile. It's kind of funny, like the level I am now was like the level my first power leveler was at. He was like level 32 the first time I met him. My very first power leveler I ever met was a British guy named Zeej. And I met him when I was on a Taru character. And he wound up retiring his Zeej character and making an elven named like... Oh, what was his elven named? I think it still came up under his... He was the first guy I ever added, and I went to add him. I tried to also type thanks to him, and I wound up typing, like, naming him Zeej thanks. And the thanks is abbreviated because I didn't used to have a keyboard, and so I had to use the virtual keyboard because that's an option for console users. And yeah. But I think on my friends list, his elven's name was Zepthite or whatever. Like, he still had Zeej around, but he played on, I think it was Zepthite, but I might be remembering wrong. But he went really, really hard when he leveled his elven. And, like, Zeej had been, like, level 36, and he hadn't, like, been playing him very much. And I was, like, getting into the, like, high 20s. I was like, I'm almost caught up to you now. And he's like, no, I've just been playing my elven. And I'm like, what? And he showed me his elven, and his Elven was like in the low level 50s already, and he's like, yeah, and look at what I've bought. And he like traded me, and he showed me that he had a Scorpion Harness and a Habergeon, which are high level 50s armor. The Scorpion Harness is like a level 57 armor piece. It's got 10 accuracy and 10 evasion on it, and like 20 HP. It's really good, and it's usable by pretty much every single job that melees, except for I think Puppet Master. And yeah, so he was all ready and set to go. It was kind of awkward though, because he was leveling Paladin, and Paladin is not really a damage dealer, and those are kind of like damage dealer oriented bodies. Not that Paladin can't do damage. Paladin hits just as hard as anyone before buffs, but the thing is damage dealing jobs like Warrior and Dark Knight and stuff, they've got job abilities that buff their attack power, and they also get the attack bonus job traits, whereas Paladin does not. Alright, we got a third teleport crystal. Whenever we get those teleport spells, we'll be able to teleport there. Yeehaw. The original teleports put you within 2 zones of any city. Actually quite convenient for the old days. You used to be able to shout in a city and ask people to pay people like 1,000 gil to teleport you. Although usually it was like 4 or 5k, because people were trying to make a quick buck by telehoring, as they called it. And sometimes people were desperate to get a teleport like really quickly, so they would offer like 20k to be teleported to one of these crags. And quite honestly, you could offer as low as 10k, and the teleport people who were using teleportation to make money would be basically spam inviting you and sending you tells because they wanted to make that quick buck. Because, you know, all they do is they've got the teleport spell on their white mage main, and they got the warp spell on their black mage sub job, and then they teleport you to the crag, and then they warp home and wait for the next person. So it's really really good. I spent so much time mucking about, we're probably not going to get done with the nation story mission in this episode either. But it was worth it to be able to stop by Juno. We're almost there. Like, we just got to get through the Autopago Pass, which we got to go all the way around the perimeter. It's kind of the same deal as Conchchat Highlands. The southern portion of the map is like a pass you got to go through, and then it opens up. Except this one's obviously a desert rather than like a rolling hills with windmills sort of thing. And yeah, it's kind of weird how they did the split too, because like Windurst is on the eastern continent, sort of chilling by itself, and the closest city to it is actually Juno. And then you can take the ferry, and the ferry would put you equidistant between Sandoria and Bastok. But, like, you know, that whole wait time, right? Like, it takes longer to wait on the ferry unless, like, you get to... Unless the ferry is there when you zone in, and it, like, it's there just long enough for you to board and then immediately leaves. Like, it takes longer. But, I mean, it's fun to go on the ferry. I'll probably have an episode where I start off, like, going on the ferry. And there's a ferry ride. I don't think it's mandatory, but it's, like, the cheapest option to access the Treasures of Adargon expansion. And, I'm all about being cheap, so... Because I've never been good at making money. And, so, like, anything that revolves around monetary gain is probably gonna, like, stymie me for a while. Like with this magic, you know, like, I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to, like, get everything when I actually like first can use it. And the black mage spells are going to be a pain in the ass because like you saw how expensive they got, and there's one for every element, and you can get some of them from black mage monsters later on, but like not all of them, I don't think. I'd have to look it up. I'll probably be really lazy about black mage, just because of that reason. And you see that cavernous, that like, little mirror symbol? That's going to be one of the cavernous moths. There's one in Konstadt Highlands too, and I don't know how I missed it the first time, but whatever. Because we have a Traverser Stone, we can get taken to another world. And see, we're only level 30, right? And all the stuff in here is like bare minimum, like level 76. So we don't actually want to be in here, but we do want to come in here to I'm pretty sure I only have one, right? Yeah, so basically we just had to come in here and check this out. Kupipi? What do you gotta say, Kupipi? A fight for your lives, you say, huh? Got some eerie music going on. Did you say marshmallows? I wish I had a tatami shield. Oh, the Federation fell in this world. So it's like an alternate reality. Okay. But, how about no? Because I'm only level 30. I could key whore if people still did experience points parties in Abyssea, but as good as experience points alliances were, they really did sort of overreact, and now experience points outside of Abyssea, because of Records of Eminence, it's just so good outside that there's no reason to ever EXP in Abyssea beyond getting time extension boxes so you don't have to waste your Traverser Stones. But yeah, at some point here, we can teleport back to Juno and talk to Joachim, and that brings back memories. This was the second zone I ever played the game in, because my first character was a Taru Black Mage, and I ran around here in my little level 1 robe with 3 defense that I bought at the store that I thought was such a good move, because obviously it had more defense than my Taru racial clothing, and I thought I was hot to trot, but then I kept losing fights, and back then you lost the XP even at the low levels, so I kind of got discouraged. Although I actually would make another Taru and try to be a melee Taru as a joke, because I figured I'd seen people making it work before and I could probably make it work. But then my invites really started to sort of peter out in the mid-20s back in 2004, because back then there was a racial bias for jobs. Because the racial differences in this game, they're not nearly as pivotal as they used to be. but particularly early on, they matter a lot relative to the job, especially with how things used to work. Like, Signet didn't used to give you, like, buffs against even matches or toughs or whatever, and, like, you know, there wasn't, like, Destrier Berets or Chocobo shirts to give you 50 magic accuracy or anything like that. So, like, you actually had to care about your stats at low levels, and, that meant that, like, you know, having a few more points of dexterity or having a few more points of intelligence or mind could literally be the difference between life and death. And people took it real seriously at first. And that was kind of sucky. I mean, plenty of people got by. It didn't take very long for minds to change, especially when everyone can level everything. And every race has an advantage on certain jobs that others don't. Like, for instance, a Taru has more MP than any other race, and so if they play a Paladin, a Taru Paladin will likely have as much MP as, like, a Galka White Mage. So, like, the Taru Paladin can actually keep themselves alive longer due to having more MP than the races that have more HP than they do. The weak point comes in when the job has nothing that the racial advantage can take advantage of. Like, for instance, a job like Warrior, where you're mainly doing physical damage. A Taru Warrior will work just fine, especially in endgame level gear. But at the start of the game, they have the lowest strength, so you know, they're going to be doing less damage automatically compared to other races. And that's one of the reasons I kind of like and sort of settled on Humes, because while they're not the best at anything, they're not the worst at anything either. And so they wind up having no disadvantage other than, you know, not being specialized. But I like that. It means that they're the perfect candidate to level everything and do well at everything. And generally, there's enough variables anyway that if you did try to specialize, like say you wanted to have as high a strength as possible. Also, welcome to Silly Music Town. It's this music is like the epitome of cute. Windurst is very big compared to the other starting towns. And, yay, we got telepoints now. And even before they had telepoints here, there's actually like little warp Tarus in each and every zone that will warp you to another Windurston zone. So that's a whole thing. And it's a really green town. It's really nice. It's got some pretty nice places. I think for the story we want to go to either Windurst Walls or Windurst Waters. We're getting a cutscene in Windurst Walls for some reason. Not sure why. Oh, it's probably a Shantotto ascension. You've seen her a couple of times in cutscenes now. A little blonde Taru. Yoran Oran, my good Sir Areno, might I trouble you for a momentaruni of your time diddly-ime? Why, Principal Korumoru entreated us to see you here Ethi, but of course my time Ethi is at your disposal. Then let me cut right-a-roo to the chase. Loath as I am to alarm a diddly you, I must confess doodly-s, my concern over Dr. Shantotto's recent ding-dang-doodly behavior. What are you, the Ned Flanders of Tarutarus? Something is a brewerino. Okay. Doctor is diddly-dabbling in something so unworldly and twisted-a-roo. It mightily cause unimaginable strife to be unleashed capished upon the world. My dear Korumaru, I dare say you simply being oversensitive to one of Dr. Shantotto's trademark mood swing ethies. Not every endeavor she undertakes necessarily causes a stir after all. I guess he's supposed to have some sort of Japanese verbal tick, and this is the way they decide to localize it. Obviously, I prefer Ned Flanders Tarutaru to the Yoran Oran, but whatever. Okay, so Shantotto standing above a cauldron. Wrap your minds around a picture of perfection, surpassed only by me and my immaculate complexion. You'll find not a single hole in my theory. It is pristine. The greatest masterwork the magicking world has ever seen. Magekind is long overdue to take its next big step. With the pure genius of yours truly, from a golden new era we shan't be kept. A moment from now it'll all make sense. Without further ado, let the magic commence. The real question is, why are you talking to yourself? Hark portal, I demand of thee, open up and set me free! Uh-oh. So she screwed up. Got sucked into a portal. Well, that's just another quest line we won't be able to deal with until we're level 75 at a minimum. And yet again, more lightning. This game likes lightning to show off big impressive stuff. Sometime later. These are the ruins that are under Saruta Baruta. Bastok gets mine shafts under it. Sandoria gets like orc camps and King's Tomb. And the time has come for us to make our meteoric rise. All who oppose will be dealt an ample serving of demise. We venture forth to conquer Vanadil and claim our birthright. Now and forevermore, the fire of the Shantotto Empire shall burn bright. The Shantotto Empire? Domina Shantotto. Are they like doing a Hail Hitler, but they're fucking Tarutarus? Word. It's kind of creepy. They sure do like making the words shiny. But yeah, we won't be able to deal with that right now either. Okay, yeah, this is the zone we wanted actually. I believe. Because you see we got the Consulate of Juno. I thought the Consulate of Bastok was also here, but maybe we just have to go to Heaven's Tower. I'm kind of jealous of all these level 99 people. Although that level 99 person is actually someone who looks relatively recently returned, or at least their ninja is relatively fresh. Because, oh, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, we got the big, I think it's called the Heaven's Tree or Heaven's Tower or whatever. It's a tree that was planted in a tower or something, and its roots extend into the water and go all over Windurst. It's a magical sort of nature land kind of thing going on. But why then is there so much desert around them, you know? Like, Saruta Baruta had some greenery, and there's trees all over Windurst itself. But, you know, Taragni Canyon, desert. Merifatod Mountains, desert. Okay. Well, I guess it's been so long since I've been here. I used to come here, though, and AFK, to listen to the music while I fell asleep. I always felt like the music here was really special. Oh hey look, it's Kupipi again. But now she's not alternate universe Kupipi. Oh, she can hear all the thoughts of everyone in Windurst, huh? Golden World Pass. That's for getting your friend on your same server. I thought we had to come here, but maybe we need to find the Bastoken Consulate, and maybe it's over in Windurst waters, or possibly the port. It's weird. Like Windurst isn't set up all nice like Sandoria, which has both consulates for the other nations in North Sandoria. It just had to be weird. Let's see. Consulate of Juno. Yeah, we'll go over to Windurst waters and see what's up. And I can't remember if it's, I think it's Port Windurst that has Windurst's magic shop. And maybe at Windurst Magic Shop we'll be able to buy Cure 3. It'd be really nice to have Cure 3 for Red Mage and White Mage. And eventually Paladin. As well as, well, there's the Scholar job, which is basically like a Red Mage that's got special abilities and uses staffs instead of swords. Like, Scholar is more what the player base wanted Red Mage to be, I guess, or like what the player base played Red Mage as in experience points parties. You know, with like a backline mage with. Okay, we got the Oristary. Let's look at our mission. Okay, so no, we've got to find the Bastoken Consulate. And it's not in Windurst waters. Huh. So maybe it's in the port? Or maybe in the whatever the southern arrow is? Oh, we got like some... I'm gonna call them magic lights. Maybe they're supposed to be fireflies. You know, I never caught fireflies as a kid, and recently I saw a weird bug, and I was like, ew! And so I went to squish it, and I hit it, and it wound up being a lightning bug. And I felt kind of bad because, like, I'm so bug phobic that I can't even, like, distinguish bugs that are neat from bugs that aren't. Because I don't know what any of them look like, other than I can recognize a roach or a spider pretty well, but Federal Magic Reserve. Hey, look at that. Cure 3. Oh, and we can just barely afford it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm broke now, but I'll take it. Could I interest you in buying any of my shit? Because I would like to also have raise, and I'd also like to have money for teleporting. Let's see. Could I sell this guy? I could probably sell these ram skins. I'm not gonna like hold on to them. I could sell these beehive chips. Maybe he'll buy the snapping moles that I don't really intend to use ever. They're used in a crafting recipe for what you call it, Beastmaster. But it's like a level 50 cooking recipe, and I want to level cooking, but like I don't know when I'm actually gonna get to it, because like so much more like takes precedence over like crafting. And there's so many other ways to earn money too, that like it's not going to be for making money, it's going to be for actually making our own food to eventually save money. But also so we can, well, like when we kill a high level dragon or something, dragon meat, we can make our own dragon steak. Oh, they sell Dia 2 here. That would be very useful. As well as Protect 2. Oh, and they've got the end spells. Oh, man. Well, at the very least, we're going to get End Thunder. Just to have an end spell. And those are basically, you cast them on yourself, and you get a buff that makes all of your physical attacks have the attached element as additional damage. It also counts as enhancing magic, so it's a really good way to get your enhancing magic up. And I'm gonna have to like sell some Sparks gear or something between episodes or whatever and come back to that magic shop. And I think there's another magic shop in Fort Windurst as well. But we definitely want to get these spells that they have, because a lot of them are going to be our bread and butter. And obviously, End Thunder will be usable on Red Mage, Sub-Red Mage on other jobs. But the thing is it's based on where's the fucking Bastock Consulate? Dude, I am lost. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Watch it have been in the first area I walked into and I just ignored it. The Consulate of Bastock is in Port Windurst. Wait, so where is it? It's got the flags. It says E5, Port Windurst. We are at F6, so we're close. Oh, I'm a genius. I walked right by it. Okay, but can I do my mission, please? Before the Great War, there were none of these consulates. So when ya went to a foreign country, ya felt all alone. I'm really jealous of travelers today. If anything happens to them, they can just go to the nearest consulate for help. Huh. Okay. That Galka's got a cool name, Gold Skull. Huh. I'm Melik, Consul of Bastock. Uh-huh. I feel like Calm Wind is kind of a Galka name. I'm sure it's just whatever my friend came up with, and I always really like it. But yeah, it definitely feels like a Galka name. Receive a key from Heaven's Tower and head to the innermost part of Gideus. Okay. Protecting Yagudo Beastman from a ferocious monster, huh? Okay. Cool beans. So, yeah, now we gotta go back to Heaven's Tree. If we can find a telepoint point, I'll just use it, because, yeah. Let's see. I think, though... Wait, that other magic shop, real quick. Yeah, I knew there was another magic shop in Windurst. It's, Kususu's Hoodoos, or whatever, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Voodoos, but whatever. Localization and all that, trying to save us from possibly offending people or something. But you can tell it's a magic shop because of the magic scroll. I'm pretty sure it's going to have very, very beginner level spells, but it might have some that I don't have really cheap. So, the more spells we can get for cheap, the better. Medium level magic. Yeah, we would have been able to buy Cure 2 here as well. So, those sisters in Sandoria are actually running a pretty good bit. And then all of the black mage spells. Yep, okay, cool. I think the only reason the Bastoken magic shop doesn't have Cure 2 for sale is because it's last in Conquest, which is sad, but I don't know, it kind of makes sense thematically, like a nation that relies on technology more so than, you know, and innovation and mining and stuff, not having, like, the best magic around, and missing some of the, what's considered medium level or rudimentary level magic, or whatever. Makes sense to me. Also, these icons by the spell, those are relatively new as well. They all used to have uniform circles by them, and the only thing different about them was the color. So, like, all white magic just had, like, white dots by it. And then, like, I think Protect had a blue dot by it still, and Shell had green, but, like, unless the spell had, like, basically spells had their associated element next to them as a dot. And you can still set it to be like that, it's just really bland looking after looking at the, did I not pick up a telepoint point by Windurst Walls? Oh, whatever, we'll just run back up the way we came. And I'll go for just a tiny bit of length. Well, no, maybe not. We'll see. We're already pretty much at an hour and a half. So I probably should just stop and either just immediately do another recording or something. We made a lot of progress today, though. We've visited all 4 cities. And we've filled out our spell list, and we know where we can get spells that we need. I'll be able to sort of abuse sparks to get spells that I want, and also sort of fill my guild back up a little bit. But it turns out you can only spend 100,000 sparks per conquest tally, and that's to cut down on real money trading. Because before that, you could just endlessly earn sparks during whenever they set those, like, limited time goals or whatever. There's one that's like earn experience points, and there's another one that's like do 500 damage or something like that. And it's super easy to do that at level 99. And so people would go out and just start farming not really the EXP, but the sparks, and then they would go make a whole ton of money. And last time I played, actually, when I came back in 2017 to do the rest of Adeline, I did that. I farmed sparks, not just farmed sparks for money, but I needed money, I needed spells, and so I also needed job points because I wanted to get some superior gear, and so I did that as well. And it was a whole thing. So yeah, I could have sworn I grabbed the telepoint that was like right here, but maybe I didn't. Okay, cool, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get these next cutscenes, and then next video I'll open up with doing the actual rest of the 2-TAC-3 mission. Hey, Coop-PP, you got mission for me now? Terrible monster deep within their caves, huh? Okay. Okay. Oh, we got a Mithra with a green bow. Simi Lafina. She looks pretty cool. She's wearing the Iron Musketeer boots and leggings and gloves. You'll be fine. I'll give you the cipher of Simi's alter ego just in case. Okay. Yeah, she didn't used to give you an alter ego. She used to just walk up and say, I can sense many good things from you. And all that jazz. But they know at this point that most people are playing through by themselves. Because the only people who still have groups in this game are people who either go looking for them, or people who are at endgame and have been, you know, die-harding the game with their friends for eons. I kind of wish I could say I was doing that, but my friend groups in this game actually really started to fall apart right around the time Adeline was coming out for multiple reasons. One, I joined the Navy, so my playtime was limited, and then two, before I joined the Navy, my in-game link shell sort of like tried to, wait, I can save a little bit of money by using my warp ring. They tried to exploit me, basically. We were still running on a point system, and had been for like the first year and a half that Abyssea had come out. And so all these points I had saved up by doing sky events that I didn't need anything from and stuff were suddenly getting spent. And spent like you know, like faster than I could earn them. And I basically got so much stuff so quickly that I ran out of points. But basically, we got to a point where there was a boss in Abyssea that we were fighting. We triggered all the weaknesses. I myself had triggered the blue weakness and the red weakness, and someone else, a mage, has to trigger yellow. So someone else had triggered the yellow weakness. We had all weaknesses triggered on it, and but it was enraging and slaughtering us. It was the Panto Krator. And so I had recently beaten the Abyssea storyline, and so I had access to relatively cheap primeval brew, and And so I used a primeval brew, and I killed it. And it dropped something that I needed. Someone else also needed it, and I didn't have the points. And I was like cursing my luck, you know, because like I had just used the brew, and you know, the leader was saying how, like, you know, I don't have the points, so regrettably he's gonna have to let the next person on it, you know, take the gear or whatever. And okay, we got 6,000 sparks left. We can, yeah, we'll stop right, and now we'll buy a Falcata and sell that as well. Okay, but yeah, so basically I was going to get screwed out of a piece of gear that would never have dropped if I hadn't used the primeval brew. And my friend, who was also like our bard main, who had made like a Dardabla and a Galar horn and all that by this point, was like, hey, no, that's bullshit. We wouldn't have even killed it without his brew, so give him the items. This point system is antiquated. And that was kind of the beginning of the end, because the leader kind of agreed, and the only person who didn't agree really was the guy who wasn't going to get the item now, because we were suddenly going to go against points. And I would have felt bad about it, but all that guy did was suck and die. And he was like on Thief, but he was still wearing full Aurora set. And meanwhile, I'm like full +2 Empyrean armor. You don't have any context for all this, but I'm just sort of rambling at this point, going over time. And you know, basically he got mad. His wife kind of got a little bit sour, but I wound up getting the item. It was the Zealous Tiara, or Zealous Tiara, or whatever. It gives 8 haste and like nothing else. It also looks really cool. And due to that, though, everything sort of fell apart. We kind of had like some outings with the leader of the shell, where not only we find out that like this guy who we'd been sort of acquaintances slash pretty good in-game friends with for a while, like his actual like social beliefs and political beliefs and things started to come out. Like, that's never a good thing. But they wound up being diametrically opposed to us, not just as players, but as people. And he said that the condition of me getting that item was that for all the other items I need, I would have to make up the points, and my point balance was now negative. And it was like -80 or something, and we only got like 40 points or something per event. And this basically meant that I was going to have to come to event always. I was going to always be behind on points from other people, even after, like, everyone who had been in that link shell had their points carry on over for years. And the only reason I'd been getting so much stuff was because I'd been winning the rolls. And I hadn't been in that particular shell as long as them, because it had once been a different shell or something. A different grouping, but they kept their old points. So everyone was going to have like months worth of events of points, and we're going to be getting all the stuff. And basically I decided that I still needed so much stuff, and that me and the bard and this one white mage and my blue mage friend and like one other person were the ones who were doing all the work, and everyone else was just sort of along for the ride. We just decided that we were just going to cut our losses and go. And that's pretty much on us, but either way, my social group sort of fell into tatters. Anyway, sorry for that long ramble. If you, I'm gonna stop here. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna pick up finishing the 2-TAC-3 mission off next time, and we'll move on with more nation missions because we can do a couple more. I believe anyway. We might have to switch over to warrior. My warrior is level 39, and as a result, if I'm on warrior, my trusts will also be level 39. But anywho, thank you. Have a great one.